So these right here are the EKSA S30 true wireless earbuds. Now, obviously, they look very different than what you're used to for true wireless earbuds. But yes, they do serve a very unique purpose. Now, these are actually what EKSA calls open-ear conduction true wireless earbuds. Now, these are not to be confused with your bone conduction earbuds like the Aftershocks. These don't actually use bone conduction to transmit audio. They call it open ear. I don't know what that means, but I have to say, after using this for I think more than a month now, I have actually been really impressed. So in the box you do get a manual, and usually for manuals for wireless earbuds or headphones, I usually don't really care much about them. But I would recommend, if you do get these earbuds, read the manual a little bit. It's not really difficult. It's just not your usual way of doing your regular things, like how you would pair them or charge them or anything like that. But yes, you do get a manual, so just do a quick read. It actually comes like this, all right? So in the box, you do get all of this. So you get the earbuds in this sort of a dock, a really nice quality dock. We'll talk more about the build quality later. You do get this case, and this whole thing packs up really nicely. Now, of course, you also do get a USB cable for, for charging and all that. But going towards the build quality, I have to say there are a lot of things here that really impress me. Now, before I even talk about the build quality of the earbuds, now, like I mentioned, you do get a full-on docking station like this. You also get this extremely tough and well-built carrying case. Now, I have to say, when I first read up and I started reading and testing out the earbuds, when I saw this sort of design, I actually thought this was meant more for, indoor use. I would imagine a lot of customer support, corporate users for something like this. But, the fact that it comes with such a nice carrying case with a solid ring around that you can, connect to your backpack or something like that, gave me the feeling that, this was something that EKSA actually wanted you to use outdoors as well. Now, going back to this docking station, again, it's mostly plastic, but it's really well built. You do have a nice rubber pad at the bottom, so it's not something that's going to slide around when you want to, put the earbuds back in or take it out. It's got nice rubber, so it will stay there. The docking station, you connect to it and there's a magnet to it, so it's not going to drop or anything like that, so that's really good. A lot of the design aspects I don't really have a problem with. I do wish that the entire docking station was a little bit smaller. I mean, it's not big enough for all of it to go in anyway, so I don't see why it needs to be that big. I've been using it for a while, and honestly, other than charging it and pairing it, I don't know what other uses there are for the docking station. So if it was a bit more streamlined and a little bit smaller, and that would mean that you get a smaller carrying case, I think that would have helped a little bit. Now, before we talk about the audio quality and all that, some of the other important features that you might want to know. Now, first up, this has Bluetooth 5.3, so it supports that protocol, which is great. And I'm not sure whether it's because it's 5.3. I think this is actually the first earbuds that or any Bluetooth device that I've tested that supports the 5.3 protocol. But I know if you're like me and you watch a lot of media, on your phone with your Bluetooth headset, you will always notice, like 99% of the time, there is that slight lag, especially when it's dialogue. When I watch my favorite sitcom and I listen to it on my Bluetooth headphones, there's always that little slight lag, to the point that I've kind of gotten used to it. And again, I'm not quite sure whether it's because it's Bluetooth 5.3 or maybe it's just a really well-built true wireless earbuds. But this has the least amount of lag when I'm watching videos on my phone than any other device that I've ever tested. And I'm including like my Jabra headsets and my Sony headsets that cost like 2, 3, even 4 times as much. So another thing is that the EKSA S30 boasts IPX5 water resistance. There's no real mention of any dust resistance, but I mean, the fact that it has a water resistant rating gives me, again, the indication that EKSA actually wants you to use this outdoors, which is pretty cool. Now, the EKSA S30 also has noise cancelling, but not your usual cancelling of noises for when you hear your music. It's actually for the microphone, all right? So because they're open ear, they don't actually plug into your ears and it sort of rests on top of it. You're not going to get that sort of noise cancelling. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. The idea of this headset, at least in my mind, is that it allows you to get really good audio quality, but also be able to hear your surroundings really well in a scenario where it's needed. So I guess in some ways it's sort of anti-noise cancelling. But yeah, going back to the noise cancelling on the microphone, now it does have a boom mic. So over here, you actually open it up and you do have a little boom mic on the headset, which I think is really nice. Now, again, if you are out and about, I'm not sure you want to walk around with this sticking out, but you can turn it all the way back, you know, and if you're not speaking to anyone and you just want to listen to music, you can put this all the way back, put it on your ears, and well, yes, for me, because I'm bald, it's really obvious, but you know, if you've got hair, maybe it might not be so obvious. So honestly, when I wanted to test the microphone, I thought that it'll be a little too easy to test it at home. So I brought the EKSA S30 out for a little walk. Hey guys, just going for a bit of a stroll. Also thought I'd test out the headset outdoors. No idea how the mic is going to sound. There are cars driving by every now and then, so it's not the quietest. So we'll see. But I have to say, it's kind of a good idea to have this outdoors actually, because when we are walking, you know, it's not too dangerous. I can hear the road sounds, everything, like as if I wasn't wearing this headset. But at the same time, I can listen to music. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, after I got back and I had a listen to it, I think overall it's pretty good. You know, where I was taking that walk with my wife, you know, there were quite a lot of cars going around, and it's downtown Calgary. So apart from cars, there are a whole bunch of other noises around, but it held up really well, and that really impressed me. Now, another feature of the EKSA S30 is something that they're calling tube-based technology. Now, one of the drawbacks about having open-ear conduction earbuds or something that doesn't really isolate when you plug it into your ears is that all that noise is going to drown it out, and usually when that happens, whatever you're listening to is going to sound really thin. Don't get me wrong, it's not far from your ears, it still sort of rests on it, but the fact that it's not isolated should mean that the audio quality is really affected. But I have to say, this is probably the best open ear headset or earbuds that I've ever tested. I'm really impressed by it. Now, a lot about the S30 has really impressed me, but one of, if not the biggest thing that has impressed me about this is its battery life. Now, like I said, I've had a lot of different Bluetooth wireless earbuds and, you know, even wireless headsets. And one of my favorite devices is the Jabra Elite 85H, which I reviewed back in 2019 and is still my daily driver. I absolutely love it. And I love the battery life. I thought it was amazing. I had no idea how they pulled off such amazing battery life. And that was huge headphones, which means it had the space to put in bigger batteries. And that had about 35 hours of battery life. This tiny thing. Alright, the EKSA S30 with these two tiny little earbuds. But it has, or at least EKSA claims, 70 hours of battery life. And for the life of me, I cannot figure out how they did it. Now, if you're wondering, did I actually test it? Well, yes and no. Because I've had this for about a month. I fully charged it when I got it out and when I was testing it. It's been a month. And it hasn't died on me yet. I've never tested something with a battery in it that has lasted this long. Again, it blows my mind. I have no idea. You know, maybe I'll do another review to see how long the batteries lasted. But as of this day, about 30 plus days since I've tested this, it still hasn't died. Now, of course, I haven't been using it every day. I use it maybe a couple of hours here and there every day. So, you know, if you got this and you sort of had a similar use case to me, you could probably get a month, maybe more than that on this. Alright, so let's talk about the price. And no, this is not one of the budget options. And I reviewed EKSA products before and they've always been more on the budget side of things, but this is not exactly, alright? So you actually have two places that you can buy the EKSA S30. One option is you can go to Amazon.com and you can get it for about $169 US. So again, yes, not cheap. But immediately you do have a $20 coupon, so that brings it down to about $149 US. However, my recommendation would be to go to EKSA's own website. And yes, I'm going to put the link to both the Amazon and the EKSA website in the video description below. But I would highly recommend actually going to the EKSA website, at least right now, because like I mentioned, Amazon.com is selling it for about $169 minus the 20, it'll be about $149 US. But depending on where you live, your shipping cost could be upwards of $20, $30, maybe even more. So that brings up the price quite a fair bit. On EKSA's own website, however, they are selling it without a sale for about $139 US. But here's the kicker, it does offer free shipping. So if you are looking to buy this right now, at least unless the price on Amazon drops, the EKSA website is the place to go. So EKSA, I have to say, with the S30, open conduction true wireless earbuds, you guys have knocked it out of the park. I have been thoroughly impressed. Now, I will admit that, it's probably kind of a niche market in terms of who's actually going to be interested to buy this. But if you saw this headset, and you think that, oh, this suits all your needs, you really can't go wrong. And I think because of that, I'm going to give the EKSA S30 a 4 out of 5 stars and a Technobabble Recommended logo. Alright, so that about wraps up my review of the amazing EKSA S30 True Wireless Earbuds. Now, if you like this video, you know what to do, and I would love it if you are subscribed to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications on our next video. I'm JP, and I'll see you real soon.